Just 150 years ago, there were 60 million of these animals thundering across North America. Then, in the blink of an eye, there were less than 1,000 left in the entire world. This is the story of a great slaughter, and one of the most incredible comebacks in history. This is the American bison, the shaggy, powerful giant of the American West, and the official national mammal of the United States. It's an icon of strength and the wild frontier. But its story is a dramatic and often tragic one. I'm going to tell you the shocking story of how it was nearly erased from existence and reveal the incredible adaptations that make this animal a true survivor. First, let's get one thing straight. This is a bison, not a buffalo. Here in North America, we all call them buffalo, but that's technically wrong. True buffalo, like the African Cape buffalo or the Asian water buffalo, are completely different animals that live on different continents. The big shaggy guy from our movies and national parks is the American bison. And this bison is perfectly built for a tough life on the Great Plains. Its most obvious features are its gigantic, low-slung head and that massive muscular hump over its shoulders. These aren't just for looks. They are the key to surviving a brutal winter in places like Yellowstone. A bison uses its head and that powerful hump to swing its head from side to side like a living snowplow. This allows it to clear away feet of deep, heavy snow so it can get to the dried grass it needs to eat underneath. And don't let their size fool you into thinking they're slow. A 2,000-pound bison is a world-class athlete. They are surprisingly fast and agile, able to run at speeds of up to 35 miles per hour and can jump 6 feet straight up into the air from a standstill. So you have this incredibly tough, perfectly adapted animal that can survive the harshest winters and is surprisingly fast and agile. How did an animal this successful get pushed to the absolute brink of total extinction? The answer is one of the darkest chapters in American history. For thousands of years, the bison was the center of the universe for the Native American tribes of the Great Plains. They provided food, clothing, shelter, and tools. But in the 1800s, as settlers, railroads, and the U.S. Army pushed west, the bison became a target. This was the Great Slaughter. Market hunters killed them by the millions, just for their hides, leaving the rest of the carcass to rot. The U.S. government even encouraged the slaughter, knowing that by destroying the bison herds, they were also destroying the way of life for the Plains Indian tribes. It was a calculated strategy. Passengers on the newly built transcontinental railroads would shoot bison from the windows of the moving trains just for sport. The numbers are hard to even comprehend. In the early 1800s, there were an estimated 60 million bison in North America. By the late 1880s, after just a few decades of relentless killing, there were fewer than 1,000 left. The species had been pushed into a tiny, forgotten corner of Yellowstone National Park and a few scattered private herds. It was, for all intents and purposes, extinct in the wild. But right at the very last second, a few people decided to act. A small group of ranchers, visionaries like Theodore Roosevelt, and the director of the New York Zoo realized that this incredible animal was about to be lost forever. They gathered up the last few hundred survivors and began protecting them. These tiny, isolated groups of bison, especially the herd that was hidden in Yellowstone, became the seed for the animal's incredible comeback. Every single plains bison in a conservation herd today, the thousands you see in Yellowstone and national parks across the country, are all descendants of that tiny handful of survivors. It was one of the first and most important conservation success stories in history. It proved that even when a species is right on the very edge of being wiped out, it is not too late to bring it back. So, the American bison is a true icon. It's not a buffalo, it's a surprisingly athletic giant that uses its own head as a snowplow to find food in the winter. And after being systematically hunted from a population of 60 million down to just a few hundred, it was saved from the brink of extinction and has become a powerful and enduring symbol of American conservation and resilience. If you believe in the power of conservation to save amazing animals, make sure you subscribe.